everyone, welcome to RAMtalks, our weekly after-show video podcast for RAMtv. I'm one of your hosts, Ray. Beside me is Aaron, that's Matt, and this is our new co-host for this week, Nick from Drink Up TV.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
Our pleasure, man. Our pleasure.
No problem.
You know.
Let's start with that.
Okay, yeah.
Man, you really just dropping names and
all
stuff,
good.
right? Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
all right.
it's
As
not
long as your
that bad.
phone's all right, man.
Okay.
Let's move right into our discussion this week. Let's start with Batman vs Superman again.
Okay.
I know we did it that way last week, but I want to
Yeah.
hit it again. It was kind of a topic we talked a little bit about, and I just
Okay.
kind of want to grab where everyone's at on this. I honestly still haven't had a chance to see the movie yet. Reviews have actually changed this week. I don't know if you guys have caught this.
No, I know.
Not
I saw
from-
that.
Yeah, not from critics, but a lot of the people who were kind of like, maybe I like it, maybe I don't, are loving it now.
Mhm.
I don't know what's happened to change people's minds, but it's kind of changed that way. So
You know, I think this trend of, okay, people are changing their minds. Everyone has a right to their own opinion, but just the initial negative criticism of the movie is so embedded with the movie now that cannot change even with the second week of release. Everyone will know that this movie will always be pretty much a failure, at least with with creatively and or the dialogue or graphics, which a lot of people complain about. But of course, it's doing well in the box office because people want to see Batman versus Superman.
True.
have you seen the movie? No, you haven't either.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, we still haven't seen it, but once we do, we will actually give you a RAM review of this. Okay, so let's go into let's talk about Egypt. And
Egypt.
Facebook.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
as you talked about before, Facebook was basically offering free internet
Yes.
to other countries that really have no means of affording it otherwise.
Yes.
Correct. Give us a little bit more on this.
Well, it's through internet.org, which is a Facebook initiative to bring the internet to developing countries and to people who have no or very little income in these countries. The way that they do it is pretty much by providing internet but at very, very low cost while also cutting the data that is needed for that consumption of the internet. So things like Facebook, YouTube, and other sites are available from it. However, it's met with some criticism because it's favoriting some websites over others, and that is something that net neutrality people like myself have argued against. We should treat all data fairly and give them access to all of the internet instead of the sponsored sites. That's one of the big concerns. But the other concern is the harvesting of this personal data to serve ads to them as well. And a lot of people don't see the correlation of why would you want to sell ads to a very, very poor country or part of a country. Why are you harvesting this kind of data anyway? Isn't this a humanitarian effort anyway? Can it just be out of goodness of Facebook's heart to give the internet?
Well, okay, but I think the only issue you really have with something like that, I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for a second, is when you deal with something like this, internet, despite what we think, I mean, it's not free.
Yes.
No,
I mean, internet
it's
was
not.
obviously something created. It's handled somewhere in some giant machine or the Matrix, who knows? But
Well, the internet was given for free. You know, Tim Berners-Lee did not profit out of anything from that.
right. It was given for free. But the point is someone now manages all of this data. I mean, it's much larger than it was
Yes.
when
he
created it. So I would say that the argument against this is someone has to pay for this. And if they're offering free internet, they're not donating free internet. No point to say we're going to donate free internet. So someone has to pay for it. So of course they're data mining, if you will, to get that, figure out what kind of ads those people are interested in. What can they sell to them? I mean, it's a business.
Yeah.
And it's going to take that business model. And again, a business doesn't succeed by just giving things away for free. So I would say that's probably the only reason they would be doing that. As far as the net neutrality,
yeah, because at least for me, that's
agree.
my main concern.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the idea is if you're going to do this, you need to basically say, hey, look, we're still going to treat all of this fair. Now, do you know like what kind of sites they're favoring?
From what I understand, it's Facebook invested sites, so of course Facebook or Messenger. Of course, Facebook has some other things that they are invested in, like Instagram as well. But of course, other sites could be accessed as well. From what internet.org is saying on their site, from what I've read, it's that any site is pretty much available. It's just through Facebook's control. And of course, Facebook is notorious for wanting to collect data, an excessive amount of data from users, and people think that it's not really fair for these low-income people to be subject to that of us here in the U.S.
Well, now why is it unfair to say, hey, we shouldn't mine the data of people in lower income countries, but it's okay to mine the data of people here at home?
Well, from the standpoint of course, Facebook and its supporters, is that when we sign up for Facebook, we are supposed to read the terms and conditions. You know, a lot of people don't. Okay, you know, I actually saw someone who actually did read the terms and conditions, and we give up a lot of our information to Facebook for the ease and the accessibility of looking at if one of our friends is married now. I'm not saying it's right as well to data mine us here in the U.S., but I think my main concern of the whole thing is net neutrality, because this country was almost on the brink of having tiered internet packages last year. Thankfully, we stopped it. Thankfully, the FCC stopped that immediately. Of course, the ISPs are lobbying against it and now are appealing this decision. But it's such a continuous fight to make sure that we are not charged just because we access YouTube specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Just going on the terms and conditions, reading the stuff reminds me of the South Park episode.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be like that one day. Sorry.
Okay, so let's move into probably what's going to end up being our larger block this evening.
Yes.
Let's talk Final Fantasy 15.
Ooh.
Yay!
Yes, the event that happened, I believe it was Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Last week?
Wednesday.
Yeah, was there big with Square Enix's huge Final Fantasy event?
Final Fantasy Uncovered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's interesting because no matter whether you read IGN, if you read GameSpot, if you read Game Informer, they all have these different like top 10 or top 15 takeaways. So like nothing's the same on which I mean some of them.
Yeah,
mixed.
yeah.
The release dates on all of them, obviously.
Obviously.
And of course, talking about Kingsglaive and
Kingsglaive.
the anime a little bit on all of them, but it's kind of interesting just some of the different specs that they go into from there. But did you guys actually have a chance to like sit down and watch this, or?
What,
I read about it. I didn't have a
I
chance
saw
to.
some clips. It's different than the other Final Fantasies. It's not turn-based anymore.
No,
Well,
I know.
no, it's
It's
not.
more of a system similar to what they use in the Kingdom Hearts,
Mhm.
and I think the Type Zero.
Type Zero.
Type Zero, yeah.
games, yeah.
Type Zero was kind
That's
of.
true.
Right.
Actually, a little fun fact about Final Fantasy 15. Tetsuya Nomura was the director of Final Fantasy Versus 13 for a very long time until he was replaced toward the end of the development of the game. And of course, we see Kingdom Hearts battle system in Final Fantasy because Tetsuya Nomura is the creator of Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
You know,
Well, it's interesting you said. I mean, this game has gone through a lot. It's gone through
a decade.
a decade, but I mean, and just the amount of people that it's been like a rotating door of developers involved with this game. And it went through one complete name change. I don't remember what the initial name was supposed to be.
Well, the initial name was Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just kind of interesting that like it's gone through so many changes with this, and I mean, I'm super stoked. I've been excited for it since I got since they released Type O on the PS4, and you got the Final Fantasy 15 chapter Discaki,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
Duske.
Or Dusky, whatever.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I loved that beta. I think I played it 4 or 5 times through. I mean, graphically it was gorgeous. The game was just a lot of fun to play.
Right.
Actually, have you played the Platinum demo?
I have not. I just downloaded it
So
today.
I played it. Okay, this game is gonna be amazing, because literally the rain is something so small in the game, but it was like I was seeing rain in real life. It was so beautiful. The little fox thingy that they have, so cute.
Carbuncle.
Carbuncle, you know. But actually, towards the end of the demo, you unlock some other powers. I'm not gonna try to spoil the demo because you have to play it. It's so good because it's just the battle system. Again, you could go fast, but if you go fast, you go into stasis, and when you're in stasis, you cannot do anything. You know, I learned that the hard way by almost dying. Okay, so like no. But actually, I want to know, since this will be a very big discussion here on our panel, how many Final Fantasy games have you all played, and can you name them? You know, I don't know if we can start from Matt all the way down here, or how do we want to do it?
Okay, yeah, let's start this set. No, Matt remembers everything like a steel trap. Let's start over here.
Save me for last.
The very first Final Fantasy I played was the very first one.
Okay.
It was on the Nintendo.
Okay.
Good times. And then I played Final Fantasy VII for the PS2 when it first came out. And then I think
PlayStation 1.
Okay. Like I said,
not PS2. No. Okay.
Like I said,
Well, I mean, they have a
played
remastered
Xbox.
version.
I'm not too versed. But I'd say 7 was what kind of killed it for me as far as Final Fantasy games go. I was just kind of like, huh.
Wow, that's the.
Okay, because I know I've played quite a few. The first Final Fantasy game I ever played was Final Fantasy VII, like a lot of people. I played Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 10. I've played Final Fantasy 12. I absolutely love 12. I know a lot of people did not like the story behind it, or they thought it was just too much. I loved it. The open world aspect of that game. I sunk so many hours of my childhood into that game. I played the Final Fantasy game that was for the PSP. That was the prequel to Final Fantasy VII. It's like, the name's escaping me right now, but it was.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking.
Yeah,
about.
but it was.
Oh yeah, it's where you play as
play
what's the guy, the vampire
Zack.
guy?
Yeah.
Oh, the one where you play as Zack.
Zack.
Yeah.
I thought you were because there's another prequel.
Oh,
where
no.
you
No,
play
no.
as
This was
Vincent,
the first.
right?
This was
Yeah.
the first prequel.
Yeah, the first
Okay.
prequel.
Which was a lot. It was a lot different game because it had a different combat system.
Yeah.
It was more like a third-person action thing.
Yeah, and then I know I've played the. What else have I played? I think that's pretty much it when it comes to Final Fantasy. I played some of the demos, or like I went over to people's houses to play other Final Fantasy games. Or Dissidia, Final Fantasy Dissidia. I played both of them. Amazing fighting games. But I absolutely love Final Fantasy. I love Square Enix. I think the company does amazing games. But you, Aaron?
Oh, okay. Played the first Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Definitely played the first Final Fantasy. And then much like you, I didn't really play the other 5.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. Picked it back up on Final Fantasy 7, PS1. Final Fantasy 8. I loved Final Fantasy 8. I know a lot of people don't, but are you kidding me? You time R1 at the right time. It's a critical hit every time with the gun blade. It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
I loved it, and I loved the way the magic system worked in that with the drawing and the casting.
I've got Final Fantasy 13 and 13 too. I played those too. Okay, so.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, so I played 8, played 9, 10, 10 2.
Okay.
I didn't care for 10 2. And a lot of people love the job system on it.
Yeah.
I wasn't huge on the job system.
Okay.
But I think it's because I had in my mind so much of what those characters were that I hated the fact that suddenly they were changing roles. I'm like, I don't know.
Just keep it consistent.
Yeah, and why couldn't you just give me Orin back? I mean, Orin was such a bamf. I mean, he was a bamf with that. Anyways, so I played 10, 10 2. I played Final Fantasy 11, which was Final Fantasy's first MMORPG.
Yeah.
I played 12.
Yes.
played 13, 13-2, and I have played Final Fantasy 14 Realm Reborn. And now you want to talk about sinking hours into a freaking game. That game, I loved that game so much, despite the fact that no matter how much I prayed to RNGesus, I got RNG'd all the time.
Okay.
I even sacrificed lava fells to things, and I never got item drops that I needed. But yeah, and then of course I've played the thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know, it's like my entire gaming experience. RNGesus hates me.
I know.
Okay.
So I've played the beta for, like I said, Chapter Duske. I haven't played Platinum yet.
Okay.
Like I said, I just downloaded it today, so I'm super excited to get my hands on that.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with that.
Okay. And then you, Matt?
Not me. I played Final Fantasy 1, and then like everyone else, I kind of missed the other games until 7 came out. You know, common denominator right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Played 8, liked 8. Missed 9, but I played 10. I really like 10. That's next to 7. That's probably my most favorite Final Fantasy game.
I do. Yeah, I enjoyed 10 a lot.
Right.
I don't know that I was crazy about the ending.
Well,
The ending kind of was like, wait. We had kind of talked about that earlier today.
Yeah,
we
we
were
did
talking
actually,
about like
yeah.
you wake up and it's all a dream. And 10 was like, oh, all along, you were fake. What? Oh,
You
my
were not
Yeah.
real.
I mean,
spoilers. Spoilers.
move over.
Well, it's been
M. Night
years now.
Shyamalan.
I know.
M.
It's
Night
been years
Shyamalan
now.
can move over there and plot twists.
Right.
But yeah, played 10X. Okay, you know, liked it. And then after that, I kind of skipped a little, except for the DS. I played the Crystal Chronicles versions,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
which those were a lot of fun actually.
Oh, are we counting Kingdom Hearts as Final Fantasy?
No.
No,
No.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
same
Okay,
company.
I'm a big
Oh,
Kingdom
and I also
Hearts
played the
fanboy,
prequel.
so, but you know, I see the Final Fantasy spirit in Kingdom Hearts, obviously, because Final Fantasy characters are in
Well,
Kingdom
yeah,
Hearts anyway.
it's like a crossover almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Because why wouldn't you cross Disney with Kingdom Hearts?
lot
well,
of
you
people
know,
thought
at the
it
time,
was
It worked. Hey, it worked really well, didn't it?
I know, but
very
you know,
well.
at the time, I'm sure people were going, "What?" And now years are like, "This was a fantastic formula."
Exactly.
And also, they're going, "Where's the third game?" You know,
Mhm.
it's been like 15 years.
Well, it should come out. At least I'm thinking 2017. Why? Because
Which one?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, 3.
Because Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is coming out this year.
Yeah, wasn't it
in the
supposed to be
later
out?
half. No, in the later half of the year.
Oh, okay.
But then we should know some more information at E3 and the Tokyo Game Show.
Oh god.
as
I
well.
just wanted them to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 at E3.
Me
That's what I
too.
want.
Trust me. But with Final Fantasy 15 though, do you think that this is gonna be the return of the series, or as Square Enix as a studio?
That's a really good question. I'm really hoping that they kind of come back into the series a little bit more with this, and that they could kind of just, I guess the whole idea and the reason they're doing, and we'll get into this, the anime and the movie and stuff, is to really explore more into the Final Fantasy universe. And I'm hoping that because they do that, it's going to kind of reintroduce Final Fantasy to the tail end of our generation,
Yeah.
and really kind of rebirth the series as a whole. I'm looking forward to that, just as a reboot. I mean, this is literally a series though we've grown up with our entire
Their
lives.
lives.
We were probably like 2 when the first Final Fantasy actually came out.
Yeah.
And then I played it.
Well,
at
I
4.
was, you know, I was probably a little bit older.
Yeah,
but
we understand, Grandpa. But
Yeah.
so it's one of those things where I'm kind of hoping. I don't think Square Enix is really hurting, to be honest.
No.
No.
And I
not
will
really.
say, Square Enix. The thing is, they kind of fall out of view for a while, but they take their time with their games.
Yeah.
They do.
And Square Enix was Hitman, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's Hitman now because they bought Eidos,
Right.
which owned Hitman.
Yeah.
But they
Right.
they don't develop Hitman; they just own Hitman.
They just own it, right?
Yes.
So but still, that is something that's kind of kept their
Right.
name out there recently. But
Right, Hitman, Tomb Raider, the Deus Ex franchise.
Oh, and the new
Yes.
Deus Ex
Yeah,
coming up.
the-
Anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I think it's gonna be more of a series thing than a franchise, or
Okay.
I'm sorry, than a company thing.
My company thing. Okay. I think I feel the same way that you feel, because at least for me, Final Fantasy has been getting out. A lot of people don't really consider Final Fantasy now as being a landmark game or series that they need to have. It's just like, well, if I have, if I have enough money, you know, I'll like after this purchase, I'll buy this one too, you know. But with Final Fantasy 15, I've met people who literally bought the PS4 for that. I bought it for that reason. Only reason why I bought my PS4 was for Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3. That's all I bought my PS4 for.
Fair enough.
You know. Exactly. But do you have any feelings about Final Fantasy 15 at all?
So like I said, I'd never really played it. I was more into Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross.
Oh, those were good games too, though.
That's pretty much my forte as far as the RPG turn-based old
The
style
JRPG.
game go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what do you think, Ray? You're much larger into anime, I think, than the rest of us.
Yes.
I don't know, Nick, unless you're like super into anime.
I went to C2E2. It was fun, but
Well, that's not anime.
yeah, I know that.
That's comics.
I'm going to ASIN this year. That'll be fun.
I've been going for ASIN. I've been going to ASIN for what, 6 years now, something like that. 7 years now.
Dang.
So
That is commitment.
so I know about anime. But yes, that's your question.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit with that. Let's talk a little bit. How do you feel about this mini anime series, Brotherhood?
You know, this is really just a marketing tactic. They're not exactly proposing that this is going to be an ongoing series of multiple like manga involved with the anime. It literally is just a tie-in to market the game again. Because of course, after a decade of development, and can you imagine the marketing budget for this game? King's Glaive.
Well, you know they're saying they say Square Enix is gonna have to sell 15 million copies of this game.
10 million.
15 is what I read earlier.
No, 10 million.
They changed that?
That to make the game successful.
No, to break even.
To break even? Okay.
It's 15 million to break even.
Because I know that the director said that he will consider the game a success when it reaches 10 million. But then maybe to break even, it will be 15 million. Because I can only imagine how much money has been invested in this game, you know, and the marketing of it. But going back to the anime though, the anime, I think it's a good tie-in. I'm not too excited for Brotherhood, and I think the general reception of other journalists shows that, because we all know this is only a tie-in for the game. It's not a standalone thing that Square Enix is doing just for fun, you know, or just to give fans another service. You know, it's just we need some more copies of the game. We need to find a way to do it. And I think with King's Glaive, you know, it's great that they're doing another full CG movie, which the team behind that movie actually did Advent Children, which is amazing as well.
Okay.
But again, they chose really well-known American actors. You know, one of the actors from Game of Thrones is in it, from Breaking Bad, to market the game again, to make sure that people are buying this game.
Well, and one thing they are saying about the movie is they do not want people to get the misconception that Advent Children was part of Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
You knew those characters. You had to know that world to understand that movie.
To understand the movie, yes.
King's Glaive is
completely
different.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's 415.
Right. I believe Nyx is actually the main character's father, I think, or connected to him somehow in that format.
Well, the heir is Noctis.
Noctis, right. The heir is Noctis, and I think Nyx is like lineagely wise connected to him.
Yeah.
But when we're talking like they're separate, you know, they're two. This is two separate things.
Yeah.
This movie is not in any way influential of the game, unlike the anime, which ties directly into Platinum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is the demo out right now. So.
What was it was a movie called Final Fantasy.
Yeah, The Spirits Within.
Within.
Yeah, it came
what was
out
that
long
thing? Like,
ago.
that seemed like it was.
That was like its own different.
Fair enough. It's a no-no. Okay.
Well, yeah, it was a no-no.
I will say it looked good.
It did look.
The
good.
movie looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I was confused about what was going on the whole time, though.
That was like one of the first, like, fully CG films at the time, which is what grabbed a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, kind of bombed. So.
Yeah.
You know.
But
even with all the voice actors in the film.
Yeah.
Like I think James Woods and Donald Sutherland were in the film. And
James Woods.
Yeah, no. Sorry guys, you didn't help that film. So.
You know.
Just in case they watch this.
Tried.
You did try. You guys were fine. It was just the movie.
The old college try.
No, but I agree. I that was a movie that was hard to follow.
Yes.
Might also be. I mean, we were really young when it came out. That could
Yeah.
have
Yeah, that
something to do with it.
probably was a big factor.
But yeah, I mean that one's super disconnected from anything in the Final Fantasy realm. I don't
Right.
think there's ever been any kind of follow up on like
No.
what
No.
universe that's in or anything. So
Would be kind of interesting to explore, but
Right.
That's true.
but
But now, are we gonna pre-order the game? Final Fantasy 15.
going to it's already done.
You already pre-ordered it?
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I should get the deluxe edition or the standard.
I'm
That-
going
that's
standard
my-
version because I don't have money to spend.
True.
So-
I know.
And
but-
I mean, I'm not that big into like, oh, I want postcards and I want
But I want
the skin that lets me change my car's color.
But I think I want the steel bookcase to make it look pretty. You know?
Well, we know that that's what's important for you.
You know?
Batman's better than Superman because his outfit looks better. That was
Did I say that?
yeah.
You did say that.
That was last
Well, yeah, that's the only reason why.
Well, that's because you were drunk. You probably don't remember. No.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. You know. But speaking about drunk, okay, we have Nick from Drink Up TV. Okay.
That's right.
So we
Good
brought him
tie-in.
along because we want some pairings with some of the topics that we discussed tonight. So
Well, not just tonight.
yeah.
Let's go into some. Let's pair with things that are kind of hot in the news right now. So I mean, yeah, like you said, we talked tonight about Final Fantasy 15. So what would you pair with Final Fantasy 15?
If I had to pair Final Fantasy with anything, I'd probably say that's a lot of echo.
That was
Dang.
a lot of echo.
Okay.
I'd probably say a white Zinfandel wine.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like a red wine might get a little too warm too soon, and then
Mhm.
because from what I understand, you can, like you guys were saying, dump endless hours into these games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially with as open world as they showed that Final Fantasy 15 is going
Right.
to be.
Yeah.
I think they basically referred to it as an endlessly open world. Like it's
really is.
massive.
So I mean, when I
See if
think
that
of Final
lives up to
Fantasy, I think of the epic story behind it, and what's better than getting a glass of wine, your favorite book,
Yeah.
reading the story and enjoying the book, or
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good. Cool.
enjoying the wine with it.
Okay. So Final Fantasy 15, obviously RPG. Let's talk another RPG, kind of, but third-person shooter. Let's talk Division.
Division?
Okay.
Oh
it's,
man.
it's still old. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Division's
God.
not leaving us
It's
anytime
not.
soon.
It's not going anywhere. Sorry.
It's-
It's still fun.
It is still
Yeah.
still fun as much as we, but it's not going anywhere.
Right.
They've got a bunch of new updates coming
Yeah.
out. We have Incursion coming out, which is their
Yeah.
first raid,
Yeah.
and that comes out the 12th of this month.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's still gonna be hot news for a while.
For a
so-
while.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah, for the Division, I went with a Founders Brewery all-day IPA session ale. The reason I went with the session ale is because, again, you can dump endless hours into this game. And the reason session beers are good is because you drink it, the flavor changes as it warms up a little bit, and it's just something to sip on. And then I figure with the changing flavors, you have changing people in the game. You go from nice people to the a-holes who will shoot you in the back after you get to the extraction point and get all the stuff out, and then just they cap you when you're not looking. Yeah, so the flavor changes with the flavor of the game.
Okay.
Do you think that'll change when the Xbox users combine?
oh
Good.
man,
Yeah,
if we're
I
still
know.
talking about cross-platforming PS4
Hopefully,
to Xbox,
hopefully it
maybe.
doesn't happen. But
Well, you know,
you know.
Ray, you have no control over
Well,
it.
the
so-
only game that I want PlayStation 4 to truly have a crossover with is on Rainbow Six Siege because I am tired of 10-minute wait times. Well, we sat in it for 6 minutes
Yeah,
today
there
for
was
one
a.
game.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Dang.
So we have third-person shooters. Let's go into first-person shooters. Let's talk Overwatch. So they're
Yes.
releasing. The game doesn't come out till May.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry,
beta.
the game doesn't come out till June. The beta comes out in May.
Okay.
But right now they are releasing animated shorts. The first one was released last week. The second one, Alive, was just released early this morning, last night, somewhere in there. So it was the second short was just released. And this one's about the Widowmaker. So this one's about a villain. Villain. So what would you pair with a first-person shooter like that?
This was a tough one, actually, because I only just saw footage from the game today. But it's like Ray brought up earlier. It's fun, it's colorful, it's fast-looking. And I really couldn't come up with one thing specific. Rum bucket.
Okay.
Just because it looks like a fun, fast game, so you drink those really fast and you'll be right there with the game. Or attempting to keep up, I guess.
Okay.
Or you could just do shots of pick your poison. I don't know. It's like I said,
Jaeger.
yeah.
Okay.
You can just do Jaeger bombs, just big chalice of Jaeger, big chalice of Jaeger bomb, and just chug that, I guess, while you're playing.
Okay.
I'd do it.
I'd probably stick with the rum bucket. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go either way easily.
My hometown did a rum bucket that was multicolored. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
That sounds fun. Sorry.
It was very Caribbean.
Rainbow.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Nice
So
eyes.
okay. And lastly, let's move into a game. I'm super pumped for this game coming out very, very soon this month.
Okay.
It's already released. Yeah, it's already released in other countries. Just America's waiting on this one.
What?
Demon Souls 3.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls 3. Thank you.
Sorry.
Dark Souls 3. The
Um,
scary game is really
That's how
hard.
excited I am. I can't get the name right.
all right, so
You got
is it,
confused
is
with,
it,
like,
is
It's
it a
that
horror
teleprompter
game?
thing
Is it a
again.
Dark
scary
Souls
game?
3 is basically a very, very difficult game. It's known for its difficulty, and it's scary.
I hear
It's
a lot
very
of hair
scary.
pulling.
Yeah.
So the
It-
whole
like,
idea of the game is basically, it's not that it's impossible, it's just super challenging. The idea is basically to die,
You die.
know what you did wrong, and
And
not
then-
make that mistake the next time round.
I
Right.
don't like that concept though. I want to live throughout the whole game, not
I'm
die.
just
Yeah,
imagining,
not-
like,
not in
one
this
level
game,
or
Ray.
something taking like hours on end because you
Well-
die right out of the gate. It's like, oh, I can't step
Levels
there.
have
And
been
you-
made to do that to people.
Oh, all
Now
right.
you say that, but they actually, someone just played it in Japan, I think it was, and just beat the world record for beating this game.
Are you serious?
Yeah, at 48 minutes.
See, that's speed running. I have something like I have opinions about that. But yes, okay. So for Dark Souls, what would you pair it with?
From what I, like I said, the hair pulling thing and that it might give you nightmares, I went with the Freddy Krueger,
Okay, I
which
don't know what
is
that
a gnarly concoction of multiple kinds of liquors. I believe there's whiskey, tequila, vodka,
Together?
Jaeger. Yeah, and it's really cool because when they pour it, it settles out.
Yeah, because
So-
there's different consistencies.
Yeah,
Or like, yeah.
it's colored, so
Oh my god.
I figured it'll make you pull your hair out and then give you nightmares, so what better to go with a nightmare-inducing game than a Freddy Krueger?
So you can drink this thing and not go blind instantly.
I guess if you use like straight grain alcohol, maybe.
Ugh, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to try that someday.
I'm trying to make some. I'm working on a moonshine recipe, so we'll see how that goes.
Homemade
All
moonshine.
right, excellent. Well, hey man, I appreciate you taking the time, helping us with pairing. We'll definitely
No
come
problem.
back and do segments
fun.
like this again.
Yeah.
For sure. Just thanks for stopping with us, guys. Make sure that you subscribe to our other social media below. Keep up to date with what's happening with RAMtv and RAMtalks.